I can't breathe.
Yeah, I was in the video. You know what I'm saying? But he asked me. I'm gonna help out the homie. You know, he was like, "Hey, I need help for a sketch."
That's my best friend. That's my best friend.
Man.
Wait, we got one more topic?
Yeah. Do we have another one?
I do have one more. It's a Leah Thomas shit. But
Leah Thomas. Come on, let's talk about that. I want to see. I want to see Zarke's thoughts on the trans.
Who the hell is that?
Yeah, let me tell you who Leah Thomas is. Leah Thomas is a beautiful woman.
Oh God.
Who is swimming for Penn State currently, and she's tearing up women's records right now,
Killing the rankings.
Let me see a pic.
You sound like you're trans.
Since you said beautiful, let me see a pic.
Beautiful woman right here. I'll show you. Let me get a close up for you, dog.
I'm good.
She kind of bad though.
You ain't
Taking
taking
bad
it?
like Michael Jackson. Nigga,
Hey, bro, she's a swimmer.
Yeah, he's a good looking
You
dude.
gonna be drowning in the penis.
Water. Oh
Sorry.
shit! All right, nigga.
She's had surgery, idiot.
Sorry. But so Leah Thomas, she had an interview with I think it was SportsCenter, and there was a lot of controversial takes that she had. One of the big ones that stood out.
Before the take, Leah Thomas, she's a trans swimmer who won the NCAA
about
title.
like a
she
month
like,
ago, it was all on the ground.
She set the
That
record.
Man, it's a man, right? Please stop.
See, he was
She
a man.
is a woman.
And then he
So-
transitioned.
So that person went through the transition.
yeah.
And now she's a beautiful. Hold on. Too much. Oh yeah. Now she's a beautiful female swimmer with a massive advantage. It's cool.
massive
He
advantage.
said a massive advantage.
Yo, if you watch the
No,
video,
sick.
hold on. I'm hearing static. Okay, good.
You're sick.
yo,
Smack your shit. Pause.
This nigga said a massive advantage. Smack your shit.
Fuck, man. Fuck up.
I can't breathe, bro.
Solid said he's old school.
Nah, I was saying it, but I was really, I'm with the OGs on this one.
hell yeah.
I'm with the OGs.
That's the
on
cleanest
this
way to say it. All right, sorry, go on.
All right, so I'm gonna read it. So Thomas sat down with ABC Juju Chang for her first televised
Bro, she
interview
is so
to talk
bad.
about her controversial season at the University of Pennsylvania. All right, this is where quotations. This is
With
when
her
she's
fine
talking.
ass.
So she's like, "I knew there would be scrutiny against me if I competed
You're
as a
fucked
woman.
up.
I was prepared for that, but also I don't need anybody's permission to be myself and do the sport I love." And then she said that in an interview which aired on Good Morning America. And then she also said, "There's a lot of factors that go into a race, and how well you do. And the biggest change for me is that I'm happy. And sophomore year, when I had my best times competing with men, I was miserable. So having that."
And you also weren't that good of a swimmer. You were not even up there with the guys. You couldn't hang with them at all. You weren't that good. But you weren't happy as well. Cool.
Excuse me, I was talking. So having that being lifted is incredibly relieving, and it allows to put all my training into this racing. All right. I won't do the voice anymore.
Yeah, do that. No, do her actual voice, bro. She got like a tender voice.
Bruce Jenner.
No, just play it. So, trans people don't transition for athletics. We transition to be happy and authentic in our true
And
selves.
then we get advantages in athletics. It's just a counterpart. It doesn't have to. It's not the goal. It's just a byproduct. Oh, is that what you said? Wait, hold the fuck up. Tori, talk. There we go. Everything when you smacked it, it cut in.
Transitioning to get an advantage is not something that ever factors into
just
our
comes with
decisions. Okay, so the biggest thing that she said, she also said that there's a lot of cis women who are very tall and very muscular and have more testosterone than another cis woman.
But they're not men. Shut the fuck up. They were never men. They went through puberty and had to grow titties and have to fucking learn everything they knew.
How is he putting himself with a regular woman? Just a woman.
Bro,
Like,
he's like 6'5".
With some broad ass shoulders,
7'2" wingspan
bone
and shit.
structure. Bro, one of the judges was talking about like females, and it give me so much more respect for just female athletes in general. Like female swimmers, for example, when they go through puberty and they start growing titties, they have all these hormone things that their balances are changing. They have to almost like relearn their coordination. Their equilibrium is different. they have to relearn their sport and all their coordination. Guys, we only get better, bro.
Yeah.
You only get better. There ain't none of that shit. It's fucked up. It really is fucked up to women.
It's even more fucked up because the last thing that she says is that trans women are not a threat to women's sports, especially in the Olympics.
Bitch, you just beat all the women.
Yeah.
Bro, you are the biggest threat.
Bitches think just because they bad, they can do whatever they want. That's the crazy part. That's the crazy part, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, okay, so look. I have no issue with you being your most authentic self. You go through the transition, all of that. That's totally fine. Don't compete with women. I don't want my daughter to be up there trying to swim against your bitch ass. Yeah. You over there murking everybody in sight. Like, every win you have is an asterisk that's going to be next to your name because whoever's in second place, they're first.
They won.
I agree with you. I think that trans women should compete with, or you should compete with whichever you were born into, whichever sex you were born into.
And if
right?
it's oh, sorry, go
But
on.
no, she made a point though. She was like, oh, so if you ban me from competing with women, are you saying I'm not a woman? So are you putting constraints on who I am?
Not at all.
Bitch, you're whatever you want to be in the world. In sports, you're going to compete with the sex you were born as.
Exactly.
Everyone born. No, you're not a man, but you were born with a dick, so you got to go with the guys.
Exactly. I think that should happen.
I'm an elephant.
Hey, go run with the elephants, brother.
Exactly. Go run with the fucking elephant.
Yeah.
Ah, shit. Like, I'm a different type of elephant.
Yeah.
But
I think my biggest issue with this is the fact that the masses and the many have to cater to the few, like the minority in this regard, right? And it just doesn't make sense. Like, why do we have to fit everybody into your personal box?
It's a choice too.
Of what that means, right? Like, let's take a step outside and look. Like, no, trans women competing against women does hurt women's sports. Like, WNBA tickets sell for $6. Bro, there was a clip of Diana Taurasi like mad at somebody else on her team.
Yeah,
and then you saw like people in the crowd. No, you didn't, because there was nobody in the crowd. So what I'm trying to say is, if you had trans women competing with women, I'm pretty sure that would be more of a draw than the regular women competing with women. Like, if you had LeBron James... So
you agreeing for trans women to compete with women in sports just so we could drive up ticket sales?
That's what will happen, but that hurts women's sports at the end of the day.
Sure.
Like, that ruins scholarships. Like, how do I look at
But it shows more women.
And that's
I'm
what you got to bring
saying.
to it, because like logically it doesn't make sense, right? So that's why I'm saying it doesn't make sense for us to cater to what you're talking about. Like I think we should all be all for inclusion. Don't get me wrong, but to the point to where you are a detriment to somebody else's livelihood, if that's their livelihood, like women's cycling would be ruined, women's tennis would be ruined, women's basketball would be ruined.
But
any sport, boxing, like put a wig on Mike Tyson and tell him to go fight against somebody. Like, come on,
be like, no, Mike Tyson took hormone blockers, so he doesn't have as much testosterone
for a year.
Okay, bet. Let's see how that goes.
It has to be 2 years now.
Oh, great. 2 years. You already lived 20 years of your life. Now these last 2 years, yeah, well, I didn't get buffer in the last 2. Yeah, but you still got all your coordination, the same shit you was doing against guys, now you're going to do against girls.
And that's
Mike
what
would fuck
said.
up any
She was
girl.
like, oh, I took my hormones, I did what I had to do by NCAA standards. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, what do you mean NCAA standards? Like, you still have the advantage of what a guy has.
No one was questioning whether it was legal for her to compete or not. We're just questioning the rule that you're allowed to compete in the first place. No one's saying, no, she didn't pass the required tests. We don't fucking know about the test. Obviously, if you competed, we're assuming you had the permission to compete. We're just saying you shouldn't be allowed to compete like that.
Even if you took 5 years of hormones, that still wouldn't change.
I changed my point. I think we need more trans women in women's sports. Because we need to drive up the ticket sales. All I hear is women complaining about, oh, why don't we get paid more? Bitch, you won't be selling tickets. We get a trans woman in there, we selling tickets. Because now it's a competition. You feel me? Now it's going to be, in women's sports, at some point in like 2050, it's going to be all trans women at the top of the league. And I'm trying to see that, man. Because men do it better. Because men just do it better, man.
Wait, women are going to hate.
My bad. Women do it better.
Women horrible.
Hey, we are not standing with him.
He literally said, and they might feel that way, but bitch, you don't sell tickets. I'm like, this nigga's really crazy. Like, he's not trying to get a bag.
Bro, they hate him right now.
Yeah.
Well, at least maybe we'll get people talking.
Yeah.
Sponsored.
Yeah, not happening.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, how did we get to this point to where we're really arguing about this shit?
But
like,
okay.
I think it's like you said though. I feel like it's the minority has taken over, and now you have so much of a majority that feels the need to speak for the minority, It went from why can't we just be accepting of people? All right, you're born different. You have a gender thing in your head. I forgot what the thing is actually called.
Or something?
Yeah, gender dysmorphia. Yeah, a lot of people have that going on, which is basically you feel at birth like you're the wrong sex or you're the wrong gender. Cool, like I can accept that. I can understand it and be like, oh, okay, got it. So you're a little different. You want me to call you a she now? All right, cool. It really doesn't affect me at all. That I feel like that should be the extent of things. But you have these people, and bro, I swear, half the time we be sounding like we some like Republican motherfuckers, but it's really what's it? The right side is the Democrats.
Left side is Democrats.
The left side, bro. They go so hard for this shit. Like they just take over causes so quickly, bro. It's like it's really a lot of white girls that just jump on things and they're like the most loudest at the forefront, bro. We were at a fucking little party and I asked a dude, he was having a baby. I'm like, oh, fuck, man. I was talking to him like, oh yeah, he's having a baby. Oh, you gonna do a gender reveal? This fucking girl just jumps in. You can't actually have a gender reveal because your gender is a social construct, so you can't actually say what gender the kid is yet. I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, why don't you just shut up and be accepting of people and not fucking jump into conversations telling this guy how he has to go about his fucking kid's gender? Man, we're not gonna change all the shit we done had because some people are born different. Why don't we just are able to accept them and be cool with them? Oh, that's your thing. That's how you rock. Okay, cool. That's you. But we don't need to change our lives and our viewpoints and how every society has pretty much been fucking ran. There's guy shit and there's girl shit. And yes, it is all social constructs. We weren't born with clothes on. We weren't born where girls wear dresses, guys wear t-shirts and shit like that. Obviously we made that. We made that shit. And now we find out people are born different and we have to change all of it. No, why don't we just accept the people that are like that? But it's like when a group has been marginalized for so long, it's the same thing with the gays in a lot of aspects. They've been marginalized. Now they have time, like they have power. And that power, sometimes it almost goes to a whole new extreme where it's like now y'all are really imposing your will on anybody who speaks a way that you don't like. You're literally ending people's careers because they have a different viewpoint or they're less educated or they just say things that you don't like or make jokes you don't like.
Yeah. And also, like, with
apologize to the viewers, man. We're having some technical difficulties. I still blame the new set, but hey, everything sounds good now.
All right.
Oh yeah, so Leah Thomas also, what's her name? Juju Chang.
What a fine ass.
She questioned her. She's like, those are anonymous letters, as we know, those are anonymous letter that was put out by your teammates and the women. They were totally fine with you transitioning and being your authentic self, but they did believe it's unfair. And I'm like, why is that shit anonymous? You should just be speaking that shit freely. Don't be afraid of that shit, because this is your sport. Why do you have to be afraid of speaking your mind in something that is unfair to you? This is women's sports.
Right.
Because
don't get me wrong.
People get attacked.
Look
for
at the
speaking
world
up.
now. That's
the world
why
now
it's
don't.
switched. It's converted.
But we need more women to speak out about it. So this could be an issue that's solved. And what she said, she's like, you can't be half in and half out. This is what Leah Thomas said. I'm just like, yo, but you're competing against them.
So I'm not half in. Fuck you then.
I'm fully there when it comes to sports.
Yeah, like you can support the trans community, but when we're talking sports and fairness, that's just a completely different topic.
Be objective. Right. Yo, like, are you tripping? Like, that doesn't make any sense. These women have a biological disadvantage against men.
Yeah.
Even if you go through the hormonal fucking therapy, you're still gonna whip their ass.
Yeah, bro. Like,
I'm just surprised by the only person that I was just like, damn, the trans UFC fighter lost, or not, the MMA fighter lost. That was just like, damn, I gotta give mad props to that girl, the one that beat your ass. But everything else, I'm just like, it's not gonna look good if all trans women are in women's sports.
Yeah, I'll ask y'all something. Say I had a completely metal hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Totally metaled out. It's not a real hand anymore, prosthetic.
Playing bloody knuckles.
Would y'all look at me? Would y'all have a problem with me? Y'all would look at me.
I would think like, yo, you jacking off must suck.
Right.
Like, it must be hard. It must be cold as hell, son.
Right.
Right,
One hand still.
He was shredded shit.
But y'all wouldn't have an issue with me, right?
Yeah, no.
But now if I say, yo, Tori, let's slap box. Yeah. Isn't it a little different after that? Isn't it like, oh, this nigga has a fucking metal hand on his shit? No, it's not really fair, buddy. Yeah. But I'm like, so you can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You supported me when I got in the door. Now you don't want to slap around a little bit? You slap box our key. You don't want to slap box me?
But that's what I think is frustrating about this situation.
You're frustrating.
Is because like how much the media puts it in your face. And then you have people saying, "Oh, you're wrong if you don't agree with."
You want Leah
what
Thomas
I say
to put it in your face,
or how I think? No.
I have a question after this, by the way.
The thing about it is like this is different because we're talking about sports,
Yeah.
right? And so you talk about fairness, and it was hard for me listening to Leah Thomas kind of have like this victim mentality, like I'm the victim here. I'm being.
She's a martyr.
Yeah, she's a martyr. Like, no, you're not. You're not a victim winning gold medals. Like, like that
with a big ass advantage
with
and a
huge
big
advantage.
ass.
And it's something that's it's something that's logical as like biology. Like I guess biology is now not. There's nothing logical about it. Everything is wish wash nowadays.
It's all about how you feel, Tori.
Yeah, I feel like I'm fucking rich.
All right, so then I have a question.
I'm white
So
now.
Key.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
All right.
I feel white.
I'm a banker.